Welcome to Weeping Willow Homestead. Today I have a food pantry haul for you. This is our small town church run food pantry. They allow you to come in twice a month on set days and you get to shop, which means you get to pick and choose what you want from what they have available. So it will be something like a deep freezer full of meats and you get to pick 2 items, or a shelf full of breads and you get to pick 2 items. So that is nice for us just because I tend to try to lean toward the healthier items, or things that my husband and I eat low carb. So when I can find low carb items, I do that. But then it's also just nice we will a lot of times end up taking the weird and funky things that nobody else takes. And a lot of times she'll be like, here, take it all because nobody else is taking it, kind of thing. Or she'll let me pick 3 off of a shelf instead of 2 because I'm taking the weird stuff. So, anyway, it is a huge blessing to us to have this resource. And I was going to let you guys know the last time I filmed this from this food pantry, I told you that the lady that runs it, her husband has dementia and is slowly passing away. And she said she informed me today that he has taken a turn for the worse. And so he's just been falling a lot more, and different things like that, that they think that his time is coming pretty quick. So I would appreciate continued prayers for her as she navigates losing her husband and navigates her own health issues right along with it. God love the woman. She's amazing. So if you can say a prayer for her and her husband, I would deeply appreciate that. I will also say we took in produce today. We have had frost advisory the last 2 nights, so I have went and covered tomatoes and peppers with like all of the spare sheets in the house, kind of thing. They did not get any damage, so that was good. So I took in cherry tomatoes, snack peppers, bell peppers, and regular slicing tomatoes. And persimmons, which was nice. We're starting to get those. So we provided a good portion of what produce was there today. She did say that they have a set budget that their church donates per month. And then they also go to a food bank, like one of the bigger food hubs where other food banks come and get things. And she said they were kind of slim pickings this week. She said that it was just, for whatever reason, this week was a little bit less. Next week it'll probably be a mountain of stuff. So that's just how it works out sometimes. So yeah. So that's why there's only going to be 1 counter today, is there was a little bit less stuff and there were some things that we said no to and whatnot. So, all right, that is my spiel. Let's jump in and see what we were blessed with today. All right, so we did get some produce. We got some celery hearts. None of my family likes celery. I joke celery is, if you ever wanted to taste what water with hair in it tastes like, or feels like chewing, string, whatever. None of us care for celery, but I like adding it to broth when I make broth. And I still have a turkey in my deep freezer from last year. Yeah, I know. That I need to get cooked down. It's been a long year. Anybody who's been following me for a while knows it's been a long year. So it's just hanging out in there. But at some point in time, I need to get it thawed out and cut into manageable portions. And I'm just going to cook the whole thing down and make it all into turkey and broth for soups and whatnot. When I do the broth, I will add celery and onions and carrots to it. So I guess this is my sign that this needs to happen soon. I don't know. What I will do is I will just chop this up into chunks and freeze it, and it'll be ready for me whenever I get to it. Someone else, local grower, had donated a bunch of cucumbers. They also had eggplants, which we are just not big fans of. I have tried them several different ways and never have enjoyed them. Trying to think if they had other produce. I think that was it. And then some red onions. Sorry. So then they also had red onions, so I picked up those. They did not have, this was the only meat that they had this time. And it is actually, I've heard of this. The hungry root, I've seen commercials for it. Hungry root came through. Sorry. Yeah, I apologize for my singing. It is grass-fed beef, and these are fully cooked beef sirloin steaks. She actually ended up giving me 4 packages because there are 2 small steaks in each one, so that would be enough for our entire family to have a steak each. And I was like, hey, we don't need that much. And she's like, no, it's fine. So I'm excited about those. The fact that they're fully cooked, they kind of look like they have like a broth gravy type thing on them. There's the ingredients. I mean, ooh, it's sous vide. Yeah, that sounds delicious. So I'm excited about, that's a meat that I don't have to pretty much cook. I'll just find some way of warming it up. I think probably like with some mashed potatoes to have with the sauce. I don't know. We'll figure it out. They had 1 thing of unsweetened vanilla almond milk, or sorry, that more than 1, but that's the one I chose. They also had 1% milk. There's some Go-Gurts that my kids will be excited about, as well as these squeezy yogurts. Sorry. 2 things of whole grain macaroni and cheese. She said this stuff was delicious. I didn't pick it up last time. I wanted to, I wasn't sure about what to use it for, and so she gave me some ideas of what some other people had used it for, and it just, yeah. They ended up using it, like putting it on steak, essentially, and the one, she said she put it on pork chops, and her husband said it was the best pork chops he'd ever eaten. So there you go. We'll try it. Another thing of this plant-based natural food coloring. Those will be nice for birthday cakes and whatnot. I always make my kids' birthday cakes or whatever they want. So a thing of vodka sauce, a thing of fruit cocktail. They also had canned vegetables, and I passed on those because we're just not big canned vegetable fans. I still have some on the shelf, and so I will leave those for people who want them. A thing of peanut butter and another thing of the off-brand organic Nutella. My kids have been loving that stuff. Some, because normally if I bought like even like Aldi Nutella, it would be a very, very special treat, and my kids have had unlimited access to this essentially, so they've been putting it on bagels and toast and whatnot. Some Himalayan salt, which is always useful. Yeah, as you can see, I opened it. This is not, I did not enjoy this. I don't normally have any issue with mushrooms. I don't mind the flavor of them, but I just, yeah, it was not my thing. My kids will try it. She said nobody was taking it because it was just weird and different, per usual. So if none of my kids want it, that's fine. I know I've got some friends that would probably take it. So it's not going to go in the trash or anything. And even then, it wouldn't go in the trash at our house. I would feed it to our chickens because our chickens will eat pretty much anything. Bread wise, we got these little blueberry snacking rounds. These are very similar to like an English muffin to me. So we usually warm them up, cut them open, and put butter on them or something like that for breakfasts. We got a thing of blueberry bagels. They had this Carb Smart bread, and my husband had gotten this before and liked it. Another one of these Tony's Chocolonis eggs. I just love the little carton. It's so cute. But my kids also liked the flavor of those. Some fruit strip things, some granola bars, a handful of crackers, some dark chocolate covered raisins. I've got a couple of kids who've just been eating these like nobody's business. Here's the not so healthy part. They just sounded good. And my daughter saw them and she's like, oh, yes, please. So she gave us those, and it's chocolate chip cookies, but also with Reese's. So those will be dessert in sometime in the future. We got to pick up 5 bars of chocolate. Yay. This Hue brand is delicious, but they're like $8 a bar. It's ridiculous. But they are so good. So I got the cashew butter with raspberry. The hazelnut butter is my favorite. And then the almond butter with crunch milk chocolate. And those are mine. You never saw those. These are organic milk and cookies kind, and those will be for the kids. These looked really interesting. They are peanut butter stuffed dates that are chocolate covered and sprinkled with sea salt. I think that just sounds delicious. And yeah, my kids will, I'm sure, devour those. These Partake brand is top 9 allergy free. So I'm going to guess like flour, soy, oh, there we go. Nut-free eggs, wheat, dairy, soy, fish, shellfish, mustard, sesame, and sulfate-free. So nice, clean ingredient cookies. So yeah, chocolate chip cookies are chocolate chip cookies to me. And then this was one of those things that was on the shelf that she's like, here, take this, because nobody else is. Because it's just a healthy, nice, clean ingredient mix. Wheat flour, chocolate chips, smart sugar, baking soda, salt, and vanilla. So really clean ingredients, kind of like what you would make at home. And my big kids will thoroughly enjoy getting to make those. We have a big bag of the Himalayan pink sea salt, or salt, popcorn. They've had a lot of popcorn here lately. There are 6 bags of the kettle corn. My kids all love it. And then there are 3 bags of the kettle corn corners. Do you see a theme here? I don't know why popcorn is all of a sudden the big thing at the food pantry. There are, okay, this was one of those where I picked up one of those as an option on the bread table. And there are 2 in here. And I was like, oh, well, there's only 2, so that wouldn't feed us. And she's like, take all 3 of them. She goes, there's only 3, just take them all. And that way she's like, nobody has to fight over who gets the rest of them. And I will just make all of those for pizza night. So I was like, heck yeah, I'm not going to fight you on that one. A thing of apple cider donuts and a thing of chocolate frosted donuts. So these, the bagels, the snacking rounds, what I have is I have a shelf in our deep freezer that I just keep all of like the baked goods on. And in the morning, the kids can go in there, pull out one thing, like a muffin or a couple muffins, a bagel, and then they can pop those in the microwave or the toaster oven. And then from there, they can do sausage patty or a spoonful of peanut butter or egg or whatever protein they want, and then fruit. If we have fresh fruit, they do that. If we have frozen fruit, canned fruit, whatever they want to do. And it makes it to where 8 years and up, they make their own breakfast. I help the 6-year-old and the 3-year-old make theirs. So having these kind of things on hand is just super helpful. They will get one of these, not 2. But like I said, I can just freeze them. I may put freezer paper in between the layers just so they don't stick together, but it's so helpful. And those sound delicious. 3 different flavors of zero sugar Propel that my husband will drink. There are 5 of these mango dragon fruit rowdy energy, and they only have 2 carbs each, so my husband will drink those as a nice energy drink. He doesn't drink a whole lot of energy drinks, but you know, like 1 a day. I picked up these before and they were quite tasty. This apple flavored sparkling water. And then this is a box of peaches and cream of the squeezy pouches. Don't open that one for a while. The baby, you know what I mean, like the applesauce squeezy pouches. Yeah, those. My 3-year-old eats at least one of those a day. It's one of those where like she finishes a meal and if she's still hungry, she'll get one of those, or she'll eat it for a snack, that kind of thing. A thing of batteries. And then these I thought looked interesting as something to put in the snack box for the kids. So like the granola bars, the fruit strips, those kind of things will go in the snack box. And you can just microwave it. It just microwaves in like 20 seconds. So I thought that would be a great one for putting in the snack box, especially if somebody's a little bit hungrier at snack time and wants something a little bit more. But like, I don't know, ingredients wise, it's not any worse than boxed mac and cheese. So yeah, a little high in carbs for that much, but that's just me. I count carbs. So yeah, that is everything. I don't know what else to say. If you need help, go get help. It's okay. It's okay if you need help for one time to get to the next paycheck and then after that you're fine. It's okay if you need to get help for the next 5 years. It's okay. Almost all of this food was going in the trash. That's what a good majority of the items are, is items that are expired. There you go. The best buy date was the middle of last month. Well, the third, fourth of last month. There's, that one, the best buy date was August. if you go into the grocery store and someone's like looking at the best by dates, they're not going to pick that one because it's expired. We know better. It's not expired. There's nothing wrong with it. That one is best if used by September 27th. I'm just going to stick those in the freezer. They're still fine. That's the majority of the food that food banks get, or at least ours, is items that were destined for the trash. So by going to the food pantry and taking these items, you're keeping food from the dumpsters. By going to the food pantry, if they do get funding for buying things like eggs and milk, then if they go and if more people come in, then they get more funding for it. Okay, so don't be afraid to go because you're afraid you're taking food out of other people's hands. You're not. Most of the food banks have an abundance of things, and a lot of times they end up throwing things away, or they send stuff home with the volunteers because they have so much stuff that's going to go to waste, that's going to go bad. We have before gotten whole boxes of bread because it was going to go bad, and they said, here, we would rather feed it to the chickens than throw it in the dumpster. We have had a whole box of pears because they were on the soft side and they couldn't get rid of them all in time. So they gave us a whole box of pears and I canned pears. This is what the food pantry does, is they're saving food from going to the trash and in the process helping people who need it. So if you need a little bit of help, just a little bit of help, you're almost making it, but you know you've got a car repair that needs done. You know your kid needs to go to the dentist. You know, oh, it's winter. Your kids have to have new winter coats. You're going to have to go buy new winter coats or go to Goodwill and buy even that is expensive these days. If you're like me, you have 5 kids and each coat is $10, even those secondhand coats from Goodwill are $10. I'm still looking at $50 worth of money right there. Okay, so if you just need that little help in the right direction, that's what the food pantry is for. They want to help you. Go, even if your food pantry is meh, go, because then that tells them that hey, our community needs more help. So maybe they'll seek out more help. So yeah, that's I'm giving you permission. It's going to be okay. If you need to seek out a food pantry in your area, there will be a link in the show notes of this video. So under like the description, there's like a little more 3 dots. Click on that. And I will post the link to how to find food pantries in your area. It does not list them all, but it lists a good majority of them. So you can find them. And then we also ours has a clothing pantry. The resources are out there. So, all right, I'm going to go throw all this stuff away. Okay. I'm going to go put all this stuff away. That did not come out right. Throw all this stuff in the cabinets, put all this stuff away. I combined both of those and it turned out wrong. I'm not throwing any of this away. Well, except for maybe those mushroom jerky. No. All right. So I'm going to go put all this stuff away and then come up with lunch. And there's a really good chance some of this is going to become lunch. Cucumbers, probably. My kids do some kind of chocolate with lunch every day. Some of those chips, like that kind of stuff. Yeah. So, all right. Thank you so much for watching this. I hope you have a great day. Goodbye and God bless.